How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Pena and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey y'all, it's game time with the ladies of left field. We're back for another episode to update you guys on everything going on in the sports world. I'm Jordan here with Katie, and Shelly.
Hey.
Hello!
As we always do, let's kick it off with hot girl headlines. Kasey, you want to take it first?
Yes. So I happened to see today that there are NFL rules proposals for rule changes, and they actually kind of intrigued me. One of them is changing the seating for the playoffs. I tried to read it and I didn't have a full understanding, but it definitely changed up wild cards and what your record was, and they said like last year in the NFC it would have completely changed the whole dynamic of like the opponents and who all played each other. And Detroit's the team that's proposing this one, so I guess they might have a little, since they lost badly in their first game and they were pretty much dominated the entire season, so that might be part of the reason why they're presenting this rule change. The other one is to eliminate the tush-push, the offensive line pushing in the quarterback, which basically is the Eagles' mode of getting a first down or getting a touchdown when they're on the goal line. And the Green Bay Packers, who most people know I'm not a big fan of, are the ones proposing this change, and I'm all about that change for sure. Let's make that definitely not allowed. And the last one, yeah. And the last one or the third one that I caught my eye that I really wasn't sure about how I feel about it is changing, not getting an automatic first down for the offense when there's a defensive holding or, or even pass interference if it's not, within the first down yardage. So I was kind of like, ooh, I'm not sure about that one. Obviously when my team's on defense and they do this, I don't like it, but it's always a good thing when you're in a bind on offense and you get that flag and it's like defensive holding, first down. So yeah. I'll be interested to see what happens down the road when they have their meetings and they vote on all this stuff.
Well, as a Cowboys fan, if you don't know, Kasey and I and Jordan, are big Cowboys fans, and that means you're never an Eagles fan. So there you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Jordan, you go. What do you got?
So mine is a little March Madness adjacent. I, being in North Carolina now, I'm surrounded by a ton of either Duke or North Carolina fans. And for those of you who may not have watched the ACC men's basketball tournament, Cooper Flag, probably going to be the player of the year for college basketball. Duke star went down with an ankle injury. He did not play the rest of the tournament, but Duke announced today that he will be active for their game tomorrow. They play Friday afternoon against Mount St. Mary's, so that I assume will be a blowout, but especially more of a blowout now that Cooper Flag will be playing.
Yeah.
Hey, what is the nightlife in the Carolinas during March Madness?
I haven't been out yet. I have a couple friends who took the day off of work and just go hang out at sports bars. So I may join them tomorrow for day 2. I didn't think not that it took me by surprise. It's coming, but I had work and stuff this week, so I just didn't plan well for today. But maybe tomorrow.
I've seen some videos from friends that live in Florida, and it's madness.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
crazy out
Actual
there.
March Madness.
Yeah, it's insane. I love it.
When you have a team that's in it, you are invested. 2 years ago, I was,
Okay.
we both, I mean, it was like, that was priority number one was where were we going to be? Were we watching basketball? Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah. That was also, if you're not a Texas Longhorns person, that was also a super crazy season for us. We got into basketball for the first time in a long time because Chris Beard was our coach and we were winning and we were doing awesome. And then
he wasn't our coach.
he made some big mistakes. And then we were all for Rodney Terry kind of coming in and being a good guy and being a good coach and, taking over. And so we were all heavily emotionally invested, I feel like, in that team and in that season for the first time in a long time. As a person who used to camp out in front of the Irwin Center to go in as a student and jump across 5 rows to get down low in the O zone, which was where you sat as a student behind dang basket. We had some good times out there. That was a crazy season. March Madness is the best. This year for the first time, it's like the first time I'm not that into it. But I'm going to get into it. I'm determined. Texas losing on that play-in game last night was awful. It's like good team basketball the whole first half. Kasey and I both saw it coming. We were both like, man, the second half when I feel like it was all individual plays. People were just throwing up threes from way too deep. And it just felt like all the team basketball fell apart. It was really, really depressing. And I was like, this is it, man. Like, I don't know what happened. I like Rodney Terry as a person. I just, I don't know if he's the guy, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen next. I have also something kind of interesting basketball-wise. I just thought this was nuts when I heard this. The Boston Celtics, the NBA team, y'all know they're planning to be sold for $6.1 billion.
Wow.
They're saying this is the most in U.S. major pro sports history the team's going to be sold for. $6.1 billion. That is wild to me.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Gee,
Lots of money.
Lots of history, lots of packaging, lots of marketing.
They're an iconic brand.
Yeah.
You can see somebody doesn't even have to watch basketball, I don't think, and you can see their little logo and know that it's the Boston Celtics. Yeah.
I know who Larry Bird is.
Yeah.
That says a lot, folks. If you don't know about Shelly and basketball, that right there says a lot.
That says a lot. I have a high school story of Larry Bird. Not knowing him personally, but I had a friend, and we were in high school. Which is just pitiful, but we were in our senior government class, and our teacher just really didn't do anything. He gave us like little tests each week, and we would just do them ourselves and whatever. We just got to talk all the time back in the day, and this guy and I, we were just like all into sports, but for some reason he loves everything Boston. And I was like, so then I was like, I don't like Boston. I'm going to go for the Lakers. I mean, and we got into like these just verbal wars. But I mean, I was like, I remember vividly, the Lakers playing the Celtics and the NBA championships and all this stuff. And it was like, I didn't even care, but yet I just was somehow I had to know it. And the Lakers needed to win so that I could rub it in Craig's face.
I love that, Case.
So that's what we're
gonna get. What's Craig's last name? Who's listening? That's hilarious.
Craig Hargrove. Yeah.
Take that, Craig Hargrove.
Yeah.
He knows.
Okay, we're gonna get more into March Madness later. Another hot girl headline that we always do though is Texas baseball, and we'll get more into this as well. But we did finally lose on Tuesday night in extra innings. It was a kind of a tough loss. But I'm kind of like in that mindset as well. You got to lose at some point.
Yeah.
So might as well get it, move on to the next. But we had, the Longhorns are still doing great. So yeah, we lost on Tuesday, but then we swept Mississippi State, you guys. It was amazing. We played so well. We went into that series and they were ranked ahead of us. and then we beat them all 3 games. And so, yeah, it was pretty awesome. We had to play Friday night. We won 8-7, which was really awesome. And then Saturday, the tornadoes were coming through Mississippi, so they canceled all of our games. We played a doubleheader on Sunday, 2 7-inning games, which is kind of strange. It feels weird. There was lots of controversy and talk all on Sunday of whether you should on the scoreboard actually start the inning in the 3rd inning and then kind of show you're playing 3 through 9.
Yeah.
Or you start like the 1st inning and play through 7. People's feedback was that if you're like not a big baseball fan and you don't know we're only playing 7 innings, then you were like shocked and kind of mad when the game is over at the end of the 7th. And you're like, what the hell? So people were like, for those people who don't know, it would be better to actually start in the 3rd on the scoreboard, play till 9 so people know, when the game is over for like you're not super educated on baseball. I was like, that's interesting.
Never would have thought of that. That's a great point. Never would have thought.
I love the joy of baseball that they sat around and had this conversation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And on the commentators on Sunday, as the game, when we were listening to on the radio before we got to where we were going and we could watch it, they were talking about it like it was Roger and Craig, and they were saying, they said 2 7-inning games, and I was like, oh geez, I didn't think about the second game having to be 7 innings too. And then they were like, from a coaching standpoint, you also have to go in and be like, okay, we're in the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
You can't you've lost those innings. That is from a bad, like if you fall behind, you have to have that mindset where you already are, that you don't have 9 innings. Like,
we don't play 9.
That was a different, take on things. Yeah, I had never thought about it either that way. Just way back in the day, back in the Southwest Conference days, when you didn't play on Sundays, every weekend you had a Friday night game and then you had a doubleheader on Saturday. And so it was a common practice. You had a 7-inning game and a 9-inning game. So that was just routine thing. And then when they switched over to having 3 games, went to the 9-inning games and all that kind of stuff. So, it's rare that you have a doubleheader anymore.
Yeah, that was a fascinating thing for them to talk. And I was like, oh, that does make sense. Like you were saying, it's a complete mind shift for, I'm sure, coaches, players, and even fans,
Right.
And it was kind of even up until game time. Like we had heard from Inside Texas Baseball that like they were only doing 2 7-inning games, but it was actually never really hugely publicized, I think, until the game started. And so again, if you're just like a pretty chill fan, I don't know if you're going to know that, even going to the game and being there. In advance.
For the person that might not know like why they had to have 2 7-inning games, because you're on the 3rd day of a collegiate trip like this, when you arrive at a site, the visiting team arrives at a site and you have a limited number of hours you're allowed to be there to get in the games. So if they had said that they were going to try a 7-inning game and a 9-inning game, they probably would have gotten cut off anyway because of their curfew time based on the amount of hours that you're there, because they were there for 3 days. So, and that's why when there's weather situations, sometimes you just straight up lose a game. Like it doesn't happen, kind of thing. So just that's a random tidbit that somebody may or may not know.
Good note. Very good.
Yeah. So just real quick, so we won those 2 games on Sunday. Looked good. It was 5-3 and then 4-1 to secure the sweep. It was an awesome series. Good times.
Yes.
Thursday night was like the start of spring break for us. And so we actually flew into Birmingham, Alabama, Thursday night, stayed the night there, and got up. I rented a car Friday morning and drove to Starkville, as they call it out there, Starkville, Mississippi, and met up with all of our friends. They moved the game time up actually on Friday night. And so it was still an easy drive and we were just fine. But, had to get everything ready. It's a really cool thing. That stadium, you guys, is amazing. I am a huge fan of Wrigley Field. And I would say that noble field out there in Starkville is a special place. And it's nothing like I've ever seen. It fits like they usually have like 18,000 people come to a game. And what the secret sauce is this: you get there 3 hours before game time, and the gates are open. And you bring in anything you want. Big rolling Yeti coolers full of stuff. Big coolers full of meat, charcoal, ice, handles of booze. Whatever you need in your entire life, you just bring in the stadium. They don't check tickets. It's just like drop off and bring your stuff into your area. If you have one of those left field boxes or left field lounges, or there's lounges everywhere, these big boxes, they all have big lockers that hold all their stuff. They all have barbecue pits and smokers, and everything is there. So you roll all your stuff in, you guys. I mean, we rolled stuff in. Kevin Bing and the Bing family, or our pitcher, I mean, he had a big cooler. They drove, so we packed that thing. Mark and him walked it to the area where we were hanging out in the left field lounge. It was just wild to me that you could do that. So then you have about a little less than an hour to do that. And so then they kick you out. They're like, okay, no, the gates are closed. Now everybody leaves. And then they wait 30 minutes. Then you come in with your tickets, right? So then it's like rules come a little bit, still like Mississippi rules. Then you come in with your ticket, right? And I mean, then it's like, depending upon your gate person, if you could bring in a soft cooler with your own booze. They also sell booze in there. They sell you ice. They sell you charcoal. They sell you, cooking supplies and bags of ice for your coolers. It is the most fascinating place. And so then you just party as you watch the game. We were what they call left field lounges, hanging out. The Mississippi State people were amazing and so kind and so, they were so hospitable. They were just awesome. And then we just hung out there and ate the best food. I had the best seafood boudin in my entire life. It was amazing. The best beef rib I think I've ever eaten. So yeah, we did that. We ended up taking over, because he didn't show up, the president of Mississippi State's box, or left field lounge.
I love that.
First, PJ took over that place, and then she did not get kicked out. And so then we all decided to sit with her. We were just going to blame her if people came up to us and asked us to leave, but they did not. So yeah, we had a blast. It was great. And then Saturday, we kind of just hung out all day and avoided the storms. The big storms went literally like right around Starkville. We barely even got any rain. We got super lucky. There was bad tornadoes kind of all around it, but not there. Went to brunch, went to walk-ons and watched sports all day. I went to this super cute pizza tavern that was fun. They were it was in the parking lot of the Red Roof Inn, also like they do in Mississippi. You walk in with PJ and they're charging cover because they have a big St. Patty's Day party happening in here. We were like, uh-oh. And then he goes, oh, no cover for the little one. I'm like, oh, but she can come in? Oh, yeah, she can come in.
Mississippi is a lawless place. My goodness.
Yeah. Also, the Mississippi rules are great. I'm here for them. So then, yeah, we had a great time there. The Belleus, Max Belyeu's parents, if you didn't know, can dance an Irish jig. I mean, y'all, Diane Belyeu can legit little Irish dance.
Do you have a video? I need to do that so badly.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Barnes gonna hate to see that.
Yeah. I'll send it to y'all. It's hilarious. And then Jeremy wanted to sing with the Irish band. He kept putting his name on the list. I don't really know if there was a list to sing with them, but he kept trying.
They weren't asking for guest singers. They just
It was the best. The food was delicious. We just had a blast. And then Sunday, got up again, got to the stadium 3 hours early, brought all of our stuff inside, and then went and had brunch at this place called Harvey's, which is super cute and delicious. Also, but here's a fun fact. You cannot find any even remotely okay wine at grocery stores in Mississippi, y'all. I mean, I went to 3 grocery stores and I was like, where's your wine aisle? And they were like, oh, it's right there. It's the end. And all it had was Barefoot and Stella Rosa. I was like, no. Where's the other wine? They're like, that's all we got. I was like, well, that ain't gonna work.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. I was like, that's not happening. I mean, but I was able to buy High Noons in the grocery store.
Okay.
So I bought a bunch of High Noons. But then I was like, I still need wine. So at Harvey's, our cute brunch place, they had great wine. So then I did the thing where you buy an expensive, which shouldn't be that expensive, bottle of wine from the store. And I said, pour out like a tiny bit and then recork that sucker. I took it right in with me to the game. So that was great.
Okay. There you go. There we go.
So there you go. There was Mississippi in a nutshell. After the 2 games on Sunday, a big group of us went to this cute place in the square in Mississippi State. It's called Georgia Blue, and had some delicious food. And it was like the Beleus, all our friends we made from Mississippi State, in the left field lounges that were, just so welcoming to us the entire weekend, and just, our big group. So we had a really good dinner, and then that was it. We called it a night. Oh no, we went back and shut down our hotel bar too.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I love it. Oh, that sounds like it was such an awesome trip.
Yeah, it was great.
I said, I want to have a girls trip. I'm not even kidding. Like, I just want to do a girls trip to Mississippi State, and like not playing Texas. I don't really want to have a dog in the fight almost. I just want to be there and like be a fake Mississippi State fan, and just hang out there. It was so fun, y'all. It was an amazing stadium experience.
I told Katie this the other day, but one of my, I was a diamond way back in the day too. So that's another connection to UT or baseball and stuff. But one of my close diamond friends from way back in our time, she went to high school in Starkville, some kind of private high school that was tied to Mississippi State. I have no idea of all that stuff. But so she always was like, state, and talking about left field way back then, which was 30 years ago. And I texted her Monday morning and was like, by the way, hey, my friends went and had the absolute most fun time ever. And she's like, oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, she doesn't have like, her brother went to Mississippi State and all that stuff. So she's but I just thought it was like a cool thing that way back then, and then granted, they didn't have all this as sophisticated as what Katie is talking about, but I think they were the true first people to have a left field lounge, quote unquote, was Mississippi State. So, I mean, who else?
Michelle and I were trying to think of like every person that we know in construction that could possibly build us one of these rigs, like the old school style that we could pull into our current left field and park there with multiple levels and the whole situation. I was like, between her and X, knowing everybody in the electrical world and construction world. And I was like, I feel like this could happen. It would be so amazing to have one of those.
You get Jesse Pierce involved too. Yeah. He's handy. Like
Justin Lilly
tables. Justin for sure.
I just feel like this is possible.
I like this idea.
Yeah. We were getting into it. Michelle and I were getting into it, man, on Sunday, the second game, so as you can imagine. Yeah. So I highly recommend it. If you need a trip and you just want to do a baseball trip, go there. Go to Starkville. You can fly into Birmingham or you can fly into Jackson, and it's about a 2-hour drive, and it's easy, and it is super fun. So
did Cody and Victoria make it?
No, he had to work. He was on call because of the storms. He does like a lineman or whatever. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
So because of all those storms that were all in the South, he was on call, so he couldn't leave, which they were so bummed about.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, we were in Mississippi, their state, and they can't come.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you guys get it started with, let's move on to March Madness, and then let's come back and talk about this weekend with LSU. Y'all kick it off. Oh, I'll say one thing. The one upset of the day, I have not been I'm going to get better about March Madness after like today. But McNeese State, big upset over Clemson. 12-5 pick. If you have a bracket, that's what you have to know. You have to pick at least one, maybe even two, 12-5 upset. It's a thing. And so the first one happened today with McNeese State beating Clemson. There you go. That's about all I got. So y'all take it from me.
Well, that teed it up perfectly though, because I filled out my bracket based on vibes this week. Normally, I'm a little more dialed in. I knew Texas wasn't going to do well, so my brother's girlfriend had a pool, and that's the only bracket I have. But I was kind of filling it out in a rush yesterday, and I'm just like, feeling good about this. But I did end up picking the McNeese upset, so proud of that one.
And so did Katie, and so did Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the first year that I did not do a 12-5 upset. I looked at them and I'm like, I've gotten bit in the ass the past several years on that stuff. And so I was like, I'm just not going to do that and I'm not too concerned because I didn't have Clemson going after this. So it's like, it doesn't really do much to me. I mean, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have McNeese going anywhere either, but that was one that I loved it. I was like, oh, nice.
There are, I found it kind of hard this year. The 8-9 games are always hard to me. And I know I at least got one of those right. I got
the Gonzaga, Georgia.
Well, I should have gotten that one right. Did Gonzaga win that one?
Yeah.
Then I got that one, and I got BYU over BCU.
Oh yeah, got that one too.
I got Creighton over Louisville.
Nice.
I don't know about. I don't know if UConn and Oklahoma are playing tomorrow. Not sure about that one.
Yeah. The only upset I picked was Akron. For some reason, I don't know why I felt better about Akron than Arizona. Couldn't tell you why. Again, the vibes. But otherwise, I went pretty much straight. Like, I don't have anything super exciting.
Yeah, I think it comes down to more into the after the Sweet 16 because there still are a lot of top teams unless they get upset here.
Yeah.
But
I do have all 1s and 2s in the Final Four. I went Auburn, St. John's, Duke, and Tennessee.
I went. So instead of St. John's, I've got Florida, but I have Auburn, Duke, and Tennessee.
Got it.
And Florida in the Final Four. So I went very, very high seeds.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have Auburn and Duke in the championship game with Duke winning. For as much as I was saying I don't care about Duke basketball, I still pick them to win anyway.
I have Florida and Duke with Duke winning. That's funny.
There you go. Nice.
Yep.
See, I have Houston winning the whole thing. I went so local.
I like that. I
didn't pick my bracket in 2 minutes. In all seriously, I sitting at the Birmingham airport with a big glass of red wine, and I was like, I'm gonna do this right now. And I pulled it up, and I was like, ding, 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 ding. Like, Mark was like, "You're done." I was like, "That's it.
Knock it out."
He was like, "You're not gonna do a moment of research." I was like, "Nope."
Yeah, I have Houston and Tennessee, and then I have Tennessee beating Houston. So in the final 8 or whatever.
And I'm looking at my bracket from the first time, y'all, after my picks, and the only loss I have so far is I did pick VCU over BYU. That's another upset I pick, and I did not. That was not.
I got that one. So I got that one. So maybe I'm even with you.
Yeah. But my Final Four is I went Marquette, kind of with an upset.
Whoa.
Shaka?
Because I like Shaka. And I think that's a good one. And then so I went Marquette, Florida, Duke, Houston, and then Florida and Houston in the final game with Houston winning the whole thing.
Well, nice.
Oh, I like it.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
So, any other big upsets you picked, Katie? Because Casey and I were saying I didn't really pick that many outside of McNeese.
Oh, I picked a good one. I picked Yale to beat the Aggies.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pick that too. Oh no, I did too.
Because they're also often nowadays in the last probably 5 years, there's been more 4-13 upsets and big different seeded upsets more than ever before. So I did that. I also picked Colorado State. This is kind of crazy to beat Memphis. Because that's another 12-5 upset. I believe in the 12-5 upsets, you guys.
Yeah.
I also picked Drake to beat Missouri.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Drake.
I know. Why not? I got a lot, y'all. I also picked Utah State to beat UCLA.
Yeah.
And I knew that Texas was going to lose, so I picked Xavier to also beat Illinois. Because I am that big right now.
No, I had Texas to win last night. Yeah.
So when you're saying 12-5 and 7-4, those are
that's the seedings. That's the seedings of the tournament teams.
Okay.
Sorry, Shelly.
No. Just clarifying for us clowns.
That kind of goes back to our last week's episode where we explained Selection Sunday. Those seeds come from when the committee gets together and decides how good each team should be. And it's 1 to 16, so good teams are smaller numbers, bad teams are bigger numbers.
And that 12-5 is at like historically an upset.
A lot
Wow.
of times. Yeah.
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 There's always at least a
Interesting.
couple.
Because Shelly, you've got four little miniature brackets.
Quadrants. Yeah.
Yeah, quadrants. Yeah, good. Or regionals, as they call them, regions. And so you've got a seating in each in each one
Nice.
kind of thing. And so that's how they're seated that way. But then they're still considered overall seeds, and that's the same way when we roll around to the end of May, 1st of June, that we'll be talking about college baseball. They do the same kind of thing as far as like the seeding, and with that they do a top 8 seed because you have 8 teams ultimately go to Omaha. They don't necessarily all make it, but they seed them that way, thinking that's the 8 that they expect to be going to Omaha.
Yeah. They get to host. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so that's the perfect lead into our next thing to talk about this upcoming weekend series with the Longhorns and the LSU Tigers. Before we move on, anybody have any other final March Madness pieces?
No, we talked about our team kind of. Well, and the positive though is that we do have the women's.
Yes.
The women's
Good.
starts.
Good call, Hayes. Let's talk about our number 1 seed, Lady Longhorns.
Yes, we are number 1 seed, and we are hosting in Austin. So we play our first game on Saturday night at I think 8:30. So Austin will have all kinds of activities going on this weekend.
Hey, if you're not at the dish, you better be at the mood.
Right? Yeah. If you're driving through downtown and wondering why there's a little traffic jam on around I-35 and MLK, that will be why.
Well, it's those 2 teams playing, and that exit on I-35 is now shut down to expand 35. So we'll talk about Austin traffic, but I've experienced that today. I was like, oh, here it is. The expansion of 35 is actually going to happen, y'all. And
Okay.
it was.
I'm gonna
Exit
shout out.
on MLK?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Wow, that's oh dear.
Go
You could exit
north.
on the
You were coming from the north going south, or either way?
either way.
Okay. I wonder what it'll be like. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So exit early and cut around.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for the pro tip there.
You're welcome.
It's also rodeo.
And then
And
is tennis
and
playing this
softball
weekend?
has a home series. I don't know about tennis, but
that's what it
softball has a home series too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that is one thing. Another pro tip: make a parking ride sharing plan, because Friday softball's at 4, baseball's at 7. Saturday softball's at 2.
Saturday women's softball is at 2. Women's tennis plays Friday and Sunday. They have matches on Friday and Sunday.
It's a busy time around 35 and MLK, friends.
Good luck, y'all. Can't wait to hear all the texts about it.
Yeah.
Or see in the Twitter group message how angry you're about parking. One other thing I did want to on the basketball note, they announced all the All-Americans. Unsurprisingly, Madison Booker's first team, and then Rory Harmon and Taylor Jones were honorable mentions. And I am a homer. I did fill out a women's bracket, and I have Texas winning.
Yay!
Phoenix, South Carolina, to win it all.
Yay!
Because there's no way South Carolina can beat them 3 times.
I love that. I talked about doing a women's bracket for the first time in my life, and it did not make that happen. But I'm so happy you did, Jordan.
Well, there's probably still time, isn't it? Isn't there? Because when does it start?
Yeah, you could. I did mine today. I did mine earlier today, so you might.
It doesn't start until Friday. I might do one.
That's great.
Yeah,
I know. I might do one too. Okay, love it. All right, y'all. We ready to move on to preview this weekend series? So funny enough, I need to look this up. Do y'all think the LSU team is already here in Austin?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a Thursday
Because
night.
today I was in the domain, and a huge, bus, like charter bus, like a big team bus, is in the domain, and it's covered in, it's like an LSU team bus, no doubt about it. And I thought that was interesting that it was right there, parked, right by True Food Kitchen. I told y'all I was going to the Museum of Ice Cream and that blue sushi place. And it was definitely the LSU team bus.
Yeah, no, they would be here. Yeah, you get somewhere the night before a series. So you travel the night before, and then you're there.
Staying in the domain?
I don't know if they're staying there. They might have just
on the dinner
for their meal there. But they very well could be, because they're the way hotels are now.
I literally walked right by it. I was like looking in, and I'm like, "Is this has to be the LSU team bus?" And I mean, look,
did you bring your broom?
No, I should have. I wasn't thinking about like knocking on. I had like two little girls with me about knocking on the window and being like, "Come in here."
Where's our Taylor? Sure, Taylor right then and been like, "Get over here now."
Yeah, take the air out of the tires.
Those of you who don't know, there's a good story about our friend Taylor. After we swept LSU many years ago now, at a home series here in Austin, he took a broom in front of their team bus, and swept the concrete and the road in front of the team bus. And they did not like that at all, as you can imagine.
I think he had the broom up in the windows.
Like, he did.
I think he swept the bus.
I think he did. Yeah. He was sweeping the bus as well. Yes. It was highly
really good.
Yeah.
That was such a fun suit too. Like, because that day was so cold, so everyone was just.
That's what I was trying to remember. Wasn't that like a bitterly cold day? Like,
yes,
brutally cold. Brutally cold.
Well, I forget why I was looking through some of my old pictures, and it's me and Becca, and I'm in like 2 jackets and a beanie and an ear thing, and I got mittens.
Yeah, we could use your heater this weekend, Jordan.
Putting on that weird animal hat.
Yeah. It's supposed to be nice during the day, but I think it's going to get cold at night, y'all. And both of those games, Friday and Saturday, are 6 o'clock games. And it's going to be chilly. I think Friday night gets down in the 40s. Saturday night gets down to the 50s. So I think we need to layer it up. It's going to be nice during the day, but cold. I have a feeling at the dish at night. So, boo. Okay, note to self. Bring all your layers.
Note to self. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jordan, you want to give us some things to think about before this series begins?
Yeah, I was just looking at, because I was curious. It's LSU's the number 2 team in the country. Texas is the number 8 team in the country. So I was kind of curious how they matched up just numbers wise. And I have all the faith in Texas, but LSU is definitely intimidating. Like that, their batting average is 3rd in the country. On base percentage, 3rd in the country. Scoring, which is how many runs they average per game, 3rd in the country. They have 36 home runs to our 29. But Texas does have the edge in like ERA and walks per 9, that kind of thing. So walks allowed per 9, excuse me. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was looking at is like standings wise too. There's a lot at stake this weekend for SEC standings, because we're at the top. You have Alabama, LSU, Tennessee, and Texas all tied at 3-0. Well, those teams play each other this weekend. We have LSU and Tennessee's playing Alabama like right now, actually. So, a lot at stake this weekend just for the top of the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be exciting. I have faith in Texas. It just makes you kind of like, whew.
Well, I think hopefully our crowds. I mean, I have no doubt that we'll have good crowds come out, but I mean, hopefully everybody's like energized and gets into the game and is really cheering on the team and all that kind of stuff. I think that makes that could make a huge factor, because I mean, I've been to we've been to games at LSU, and I remember being at the College World Series in 2009, and the LSU team can immediately feed off their crowd. I mean, they do one good thing and their crowd just starts roaring, with their Tiger chants and all that stuff. Crap. But anyway, I mean, it's like they immediately, you just feel it. So it's hopefully our crowd is into it and will give our team all the love and cheering and all that business that we need.
We feel it on left field too, with Denny's shirt comes off and yeah.
Well, no, it's not going to be happening.
There is depends on how much you drink.
He needs to go somewhere else this week.
There is an over-under, a total on how many days out of or 3 that Denny takes his shirt off.
I'm going 3. He's going on 3 because he's either going to be happy or sad that it's either going to he's going one way or the other.
Yeah.
And all that Denny taking his shirt off.
Yeah, he's got 2 or 3 guys coming in to stay with him, and one of their other buddies is coming to stay with us. And so Nick knows that there's no he's just not allowed to talk shit around me because I will shut him down in like 2 seconds. You know.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
I'm like, you're not staying in my house and talking about your tiger shit to me. That's not allowed.
They did. What was it? They did. They made the Yeti Texas students only too.
Oh,
so
good.
that's. I hope the students show up because that will be hella intimidating. I feel like.
Yeah.
And I hope the students do their research so that they can heckle appropriately.
I will say the Mississippi State fans did know like Max's mom's name. Apparently, like a girl he dated or dates name. And we're talking all kinds of good stuff. And the best ever was they were talking about his mom's booty and about how she has a big old butt. And they were comparing her butt to Max's butt. And they were like, you can't even fill out those pants. Your mom has a better ass than you do. All these things. Wow. Here's the best. And they were like coming at him and had all the research ready to go. And the best was after we swept them, Diane Belyeu, y'all, went down to those fans that were talking that trash in right field. And took a picture with them, introduced herself. She was like, hey, what do y'all think about my fat ass? And they were like, oh, man, we're so sorry. And she was like, it's okay. She was like, I don't mind. She was like, we beat your ass, so it's fine. And she was like, can we take a picture? And so they took a picture with her, y'all. She has a selfie of all those hecklers talking about her and her booty. It's hilarious.
That is incredible.
That's great.
It's amazing.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Awesome.
And I was like, we've done it too, man. We've looked up players. We've looked up their, names of things and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, it's just part of baseball. And that's what she knows too. She was like, it's fine. It's part of baseball. I'm here for it. She was like, but I'm also here to call you out when we win. So
yeah.
Hey, don't dish it if you can't take it.
That's right.
This is the rule.
Those are the rules. I think I went with Kasey. I was saying two shirts off for Denny. I'm going 2. Hoping it's not based on the score. I'm hoping it's based on other factors for him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that we're winning and he's just frustrated with that. So that's fine.
Right.
I will say that he will have his shirt off before a game even starts.
Oh, there you go, Shot.
They are late starts. Like he'll have a whole day.
I know.
Friday and Saturday.
Definitely Saturday before the game starts.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a long.
And another thing on Saturday, Shelly, do you want to tell everyone what's happening on Saturday?
Yeah. Oh, we're celebrating. Jason is celebrating their 100th episode. We've dropped 100 episodes, and we'll be out celebrating in left field on Saturday. So come out and celebrate with us.
Y'all are gonna have to FaceTime me. That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
I think it's a confirmed crawfish boil, from what I hear.
Nice.
Jeff Cross says that Glenn is doing crawfish.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard the confirmation if Denny's really going to do jambalaya, but I assume.
Yeah, John is for sure on Sunday.
Doing gumbo.
Yeah. Will there be tortellini?
I don't know. Glenn almost got kicked off the internet, last time. But I love the tortellini.
That was so silly.
That was so silly.
That was...
We convinced him to put those in there because they're so damn delicious.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
And if you don't know about the tortellini and the crawfish boil, then you're missing out because it's delicious.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
for sure.
And asparagus. I love when somebody adds asparagus.
Mushrooms.
I love mushrooms and artichokes.
Heck yeah.
Throw it all in the damn thing.
Throw it in.
Why not?
You're doing all that work. You might as well throw a bunch of food in there and see how it comes out.
Agreed. Can't wait.
I know. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun weekend at the Dish. Want to go around the horns and see what else we got going on this week. Could be an accolade. Could be something happening this weekend. Kasey, you want to take it away?
Yep. I'll get started. Our men's and women's golf teams had stellar weeks. The women won the Betsy Rawls Invitational that Texas hosts out at the UT Golf Club. So the team won that, and then Farrah O'Keefe won as the individual medalist. So that's kudos to her. And then Christian Moss won. He was the medalist in the men's tournament that they participated in, and the men's team finished second. So they're definitely doing well. But for the men, Christian was the third individual medalist we've had this season, which is, I think, I don't know that that's a first, but it's very, very good to have 3 different golfers win tournaments. So they're doing great. And they're
entirely unrelated. Yeah. Has Christian figured out how to get an NIL deal with Enchiladas Emots?
I don't know. Good thought. And then there's other things. Kelsey Daniel, who is on our men's track and field, with the track and field team, men's and women's, he was the indoor NCAA long jump champion, and that's the first time that Texas has ever had a long jump champion in indoor track.
And didn't the jump break Marquise Goodwin's very long standing record, I think?
Could have. Yeah. That part I don't know, because I didn't know about I am the first to admit that,
or long standing Texas record, I should say.
Yeah, track is not my forte. I don't, it's hard for me to, there's, so many freaking events that it's really hard for me to, and the fact that they have indoor, outdoor, and cross country, it gets, I get a little confused. So I always joke that I knew the people that were on the track team when they were on the football teams.
Some of the things that I was keeping an eye on were swimming and diving, since the women are currently in 4th, but that goes through the weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
You can watch it on ESPN Plus too. They're streaming that now. Nice. Men's will be next week. Yep. And then kind of one other big thing, we touched on it a little bit, but just continuing to shout out the softball team. They did lose 1 game to Florida, but it's number 3 Florida. And they still took the series, still ranked number 2 behind Oklahoma. They're hosting Auburn, who has not won a conference game. So while you're out at the dish, just go a little early, go over to McCombs Field, watch them kick some ass, and then come over to the dish. And then on Saturday night, go on over and support basketball. They're setting you up for an incredible Texas sports weekend.
Yes. And also, beach volleyball, this past week, one had a pair of top 20 victories. They beat top teams that were ranked in the top 20. So they won 3-2 over number 7 Cal and 4-1 over number 18 Hawaii. So I'm sure obviously that's a huge deal. We're in our 2nd year of beach volleyball as a program, and this weekend they're having something called the East-West event. It's at the Whitaker Fields, and it's free. So for all the people that are into beach volleyball, go out there, because there'll be all kinds of matches. I think there's four teams from the East and 4 from the West. So I'm sure there's matches all day long.
Oh, that's awesome.
So fun. They're doing a good deal. They're doing a good job with that for, that's a niche, its own little group of people that love that. It'll get better and better. And I guess I'm assuming those matches might be on KBVO again. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are, actually, now that you say that, because I think I saw them post on Instagram.
All right, friends, I think that finishes us up for this week. It's a big sports week. It's a big time in Austin. We're all having a blast, and we can't wait for hopefully the Longhorns to, I don't know, I'm hoping for 2 games, y'all, because that's a good deal in the SEC. And so keep that going. And if we can take the series, I think we're in a good spot. But have a lot of fun in the meantime. Also, folks, listen up. Shelly and friends, published with Jordan's help a new theme song for Ladies of Left Field. It's adorable, so fun, so personal. It sounds amazing. Shelly also updated our graphic for Ladies of Left Field, and it's amazing.
It has some juicy butts on there. There's some juicy butts on that picnic table. That's Sadie Schriftman does our artwork, and Luressa Smith did our theme song. Very exciting.
Yeah, thank you to both of them. Thank you to both of them.
Thank you. Thank you. All of those. So cute.
Can't wait to see everybody in left field. field. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Can't wait to see y'all in left field. Have a good
Be on left field.